Don't fap, don't watch porn, don't ejaculate. You've heard it all before. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly why it's just all a load of bullshit. The internet completely misses the point when it comes to NoFap, because quite frankly, it doesn't fit the narrative and it doesn't get the views. But in this video, I'm not gonna give a shit, mate, because I'm gonna be sharing all of the common misconceptions about semen retention and how you can avoid making the same mistakes as the rest of these NPCs. Okay, so first of all, stop giving NoFap such a high regard. It's just bizarre behaviour. Like, why are we giving NoFap this kind of massive status as though it's the most important thing in the whole goddamn world? It's just so bizarre. I really do not understand it, man. Like, people are brainwashing you. All the f***ing influencers on the internet here, like all the people that are talking about NoFap, are just brainwashing you. It doesn't make any fucking sense when you really think about it, right? Because when we give NoFap this humongous regard, it makes people say weird shit, you know? And you get people saying things like, girls can smell the semen retention on you. Do you know what I mean? And because people are saying this, when I was younger, I used to think the same goddamn thing. So I'd be on NoFap thinking that I'd be able to get with a girl because she can smell the semen retention on me. Like, it's actually just the weirdest shit. No, it's so weird, mate. I'm sorry, it's just really weird. Girls do not smell the semen retention on you. It's just an absolute load of shit, and people are telling you this just so that they can get views because it sounds great for the narrative. But honestly, this is not true, okay? And think of it like this, right? Think of the Giga Chad, you know, the sexy Giga Chad. Everyone wants to be, right? Everybody wants to be Giga Chad, you know, that geezer, right? Do you think that specimen of a man wakes up in the morning and immediately thinks about NoFap? Do you actually think NoFap crosses his mind when he wakes up in the morning? Like, obviously not. Like, he just wakes up and just doesn't fucking wank. Like, it's that simple. He's not thinking, oh, how many days of NoFap am I on today? Oh, I've done fucking 17 days of NoFap. You know, so counting the days is just so weird. He doesn't do that. He doesn't give NoFap this high regard, okay? This is me. This is what I used to look like. I don't know what relevance that has to what I've just said, but this is what I used to look like when I was doing NoFap. A loser. I looked like some kind of dweeb. You know, I wasn't actually paying attention to the things that actually mattered because I spent all my time thinking about, oh, don't wank. Let's count how many days I haven't touched my penis for. Like, it's just bizarre, honestly. It really is. And the thing is, right, when you count the days, as I said, it's really weird. When you count the days, it makes NoFap seem like this huge milestone, and that's what gives it this, like, high regard. And NoFap isn't about that. NoFap is a lifestyle. It's not something that you just, you know, you go 3 months without doing it, and then you're just magically cured from this incurable disease, you know? Because when you think like this, it causes relapses, you know? And this is so demoralizing. Like, honestly, it's, well, if you're watching this video, you probably know how it feels when you relapse. You feel so disappointed in yourself, you feel guilty, and God, I felt it. It's just terrible. You know, you beat yourself up in your mind, and then you go down this path and you keep spiraling down, and you just get worse and worse and worse because you've built this thing up in your head that NoFap is the most important thing in the world. You know, what you want to be doing is devaluing porn, okay? So you don't have to deal with it. That is the root to this whole thing. Just devalue porn to the point where you think it's so worthless and so not worth your time because you have other more important things to do. In fact, you'll be at a stage where you have all of these important things to do that wanking and watching porn will almost be like a waste of time. You won't just sit in your room all day and just beat one out 5 times a day. Like, you know, like putting it straight to the point, you know? So this is the issue that I have with NoFap, okay? Because it stops you from addressing the deeper issues in your life, okay? So it just doesn't work the way the internet tells you that it will. It just doesn't, because it gives you a feeling that you've completed your life. When you're on a NoFap streak and, you know, you're 33 days in, oh, bloody hell, excellent. By the way, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That is actually a fantastic thing. But you don't need to be such a loser about it. You don't need to be counting the days and, you know, really making a big deal out of this. Like, it is amazing that you haven't. It really is. But don't need to be counting it because it gives you this feeling that you're completing life and all of the other aspects of your life that are, you know, equally as important than not fucking touching your dick, if not more important, get neglected because you feel like you've already achieved this, so you don't need to worry about all of this stuff. You see what I mean? So essentially, although you're solving this kind of issue, I say solving, but you're kind of dealing with it, you're not actually achieving anything in your life as a whole. Because when it comes to improving yourself and looking at self-improvement as a whole, it's holistic self-improvement. That is the goal, essentially. And just focusing on one aspect or completely putting all of your eggs into one basket, it doesn't really do it, man. It really doesn't. Now, basically, I am going to tell you the reason for why you spend hours fapping, okay? And this is, of course, based on some of my own experiences, but also, I've been speaking to a few of you, and I know full well that a lot of these reasons for spending so much time fapping actually can come from boredom and trauma and fear. And you might not think it's fear, you might not think it's trauma, but a lot of these things are actually subconscious. So this means that essentially you want to be reconditioning your mind. You want to be reconditioning your mindset. You don't want to be trying to stop porn, okay? What you want to be doing is creating a life where watching porn and fapping is just no longer needed. As I said earlier, you have all of these other excellent things that you can be focusing on. You won't even have time. You won't even want to spend it touching your dick. You don't even want to do that. And being on this movement and counting the days takes you away from the root cause of your issues. And just think of it like this, right? If you fap and then lay in bed depressed all day because of it, you have deeper issues beyond fapping. They are the root issues. They are the root problems that you have to face. It's not about NoFap. Just imagine you have two different guys. You have one guy that, faps, and then he lays in bed depressed all day and, just feels guilty about it and does nothing else productive. And then you've got another guy who, he has 13 wanks a day, but after he's done his business, he just cracks on and, he goes to the gym, he meditates, he journals, he works on his career, he does the deep work, he does all the productive things. Who do you think is the actual champ out of these two guys? Like, it's obviously the guy who doesn't give a fuck about the fact that, he's on a no-fap movement and he just does what's necessary, By the way, I'm not trying to advocate just having 13 wanks a day. Like, I'm not doing that. But hopefully you can see where I'm getting at here. It's just a bit of a loserish mindset, It's a bit of a loserish mindset to consider yourself on a no-fap movement. As I said, think of the Giga Chad, right? Does he wake up in the morning and then go to his calendar and check off another day, 43 days of no-fap for the Giga Chad? He doesn't do that. He's Giga Chad, isn't he? But yeah, I hope you can kind of see where I'm going with this, and I hope you are understanding exactly the kind of mindset that I'm trying to drill into you, because from my own experiences, this is what's helped me the most. It hasn't been to focus on NoFap, it's been to focus on the other things that are actually moving the needle, that are actually important, which in turn will make me not have an interest in fapping and watching porn in the first place. And one of those things, one of the things from this section of my life that's been massively important has been going to the gym, and eating healthily and eating a good nutrition to make me feel healthy, to make me feel confident. And if you want this too, you can get my free diet plan, which I'm going to give to you from the description below. This is going to help you to gain muscle, it's going to help you to feel confident, and yeah, why wouldn't you want it? It's literally free, bro, okay? Believe you can, and you're more than halfway there.